beings and began to produce the expected results, thanks to which the hope grew even among the highest sacred individuals that this teaching, created by the saintly labors of Saint Lama, might sometime actualize what had already become a necessity in the megalocosmos for everything that exists. But your favorites did not allow even this to happen, but by their military expedition or Anglo-Tibetan war, without so much as a thought, knocked this possibility soundly on the head. About this military expedition I will tell you a little later. And I shall tell you about it chiefly because I myself happened by chance to be an eyewitness of all those lamentable events there. I must first tell you how, there on your planet, it is now desired, of course with the help of the swivel-eyed general, finally to dispatch even the remnants of those two named religions still existing there, which, although they are already changed even beyond recognition, yet nevertheless have, during the last centuries, made the ordinary existence of the three-brained beings there, though very remotely, yet all the same a tiny bit like the ordinary existence of the three-brained beings breeding on the other corresponding planets of our great universe. And for certain of them, their phenomenally haphazard existence somewhat tolerable objectively. Namely, I shall here tell you how there is just now proceeding the process of the final dispatch of two of the great religions of the five mentioned, now existing, which were founded, though from bits here and there, nevertheless on the teachings of genuine messengers of our endlessness himself. One on the teaching of Saint Jesus and the other on the teaching of Saint Mohammed. I repeat that both these religions there were founded from bits taken here and there from the teachings of two genuine messengers of his endlessness. And though the three-brained beings there of former centuries stripped both these teachings, much as the Russian Sidor stripped his goats, yet nevertheless some even down to the present time believed in something, and hoped for something owing to these teachings, and thereby made their desolate existence a little more bearable. But these contemporary and now arch-strange three-brained beings there have taken upon themselves to sweep this also entirely from off the face of their planet. Although the process of the strangeness of their peculiar psyche, namely the process of the final destruction of these two great religions, began after my departure from their solar system, yet thanks to the contents of an etherogram about the beings of that strange planet, which I received just before our flight from the planet Caritas, I understand how things were, and can now already say with complete conviction that they will no longer stop at stripping them, but without further ado entirely destroy even their very traces. In the said etherogram, by the way, it was conveyed to me that there on your planet, first of all in the city of Jerusalem, a university, specially for Jewish youths, was being opened. And secondly, that in the community Turkey, an order was promulgated closing all what are called dervish monasteries and prohibiting men from wearing the fez and women the yashmak. The first half of the message, namely that a university of Jewish youths was opening in the city of Jerusalem, made it clear to me that this Christian religion also had already come to an end. But to understand this, you must first know that not so long ago all the communities existing there on the continent Europe, the beings of which are for the most part followers of this religion, together produced, on account of this same city, Jerusalem, their great wars against those beings, followers of other religions, and these great wars of theirs they called crusades. They produced these wars or crusades only in order that this city of Jerusalem, in which this divine teacher Jesus Christ had existed, suffered, and died, should become exclusively Christian. And during these crusades of theirs, nearly half the beings of male sex of that continent were completely destroyed. And now, in this same city of Jerusalem, they have opened their contemporary university for Jewish youths, and almost certainly, too, with the common consent of all those same European Christian communities. Just that nationality is called Jewish, in which the divine Jesus appeared and existed, and the beings of which tortured and crucified him on a cross. Although the present generation of Jews are not direct enemies of Jesus Christ, yet they each also now have the conviction that this Jesus, who appeared among their ancestors and came to be regarded as a sacred personality by all the followers of the Christian religion, was, quite simply, a fervent and sick visionary. Among contemporary beings of the planet Earth, a university is just that hearth on which everything acquired during decades and centuries by preceding beings is burned. And upon this hearth, 1.5-day tasty lentil soup is quickly cooked to take the place of everything attained by the centuried conscious and unconscious efforts and labors of their unfortunate ancestors. This is quite enough to show me, and to convince me with my whole being, what will eventually become of this Jerusalem, now that they have opened there their own famous university, and moreover for Jewish youths. I already see in my mind's eye that before many of their years have passed, there will be on the spot where the planetary body of the divine Jesus was buried, a place for parking contemporary cars. That is, a parking place for those machines which, for contemporary beings, were just the marvel needed to drive them crazy. Furthermore, not only have these sacrilegious beings gradually distorted for their egoistic and political aims the teachings of this divine teacher, but they have now begun to destroy even the memory of it. But there, that also has long been in the style of your favorites. In this connection, I may say that the whole of what is called contemporary civilization there tends only to increase the speed of this machine invented by them and maleficent just for themselves. And indeed, in the last etherogram I received about the three-brained beings of that ill-fated planet, I was informed, among other things, that a record speed of this machine had already been established there of 325 miles an hour. Of course, such a record will only lead to this, that the already sufficiently trifling size of their ill-fated planet will become, even in their bob-tailed being picturings of reality, completely trifling. Well, the Lord Creator be with them, my boy. Whatever speed they may attain with this machine of theirs is all the same if they remain as they are. Not only they themselves, but even their thought will never go any further than their atmosphere. Now, as regards the second great religion, which was founded, as I've already told you, upon bits here and bits there from the teaching of the full of hope Saint Mohammed. This religion, from the very beginning of its arising, began to be particularly applied and used for their egoistic and political aims by beings there with Hasna